from Balgony.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Good. What do you know about the Regina Bypass?
That I think it's, it's not happening soon enough, and there was just another accident out in Pilot Butte there last week.
So what do you know about the Regina Bypass?
All I'm aware of is that it's going to be coming from the east end going around to the south and then around onto the number 1 highway.
Do you know where it's going?
No, I don't really know where it's going.
Where do you think it's going? Yeah, but where do you think it starts?
By White City?
No, I'd never actually seen a map showing where it was going to be. I just knew that there was going to be a bypass to try and get the heavy traffic off of Victoria.
Tower Road or something, huh?
Yeah.
You know, I heard about the movement here to try to get the government to change, and I didn't like the way the minister responded.
Isn't Regina growing? Why would they put it at the Tower Road? I can't believe it.
Government said that 10% of the truck traffic will be rerouted south. Now, what do you think happens to the 90% of the trucks that need to get to the northeast end of the city?
We'll continue going through the city using the east end access.
Now, how do you think that'll solve the problems, congestion?
I don't see it solving anything really at all. I mean, if there's that much of a percentage still going in through the east end, it's not really solving the issue at all. I mean, I like what you showed me up here with the north access. It seems a bit more feasible, and it seems a little bit more inexpensive.
And I disagree with this whole Tower Road thing, because as far as I'm concerned, that's not far enough.
As far as I'm concerned, it isn't a bypass. It's just a get-rich scheme for a few people.
Yes, they should show where they want to put things and the options and the costs, and they definitely need to show a study of what the heavy traffic is and where it's going.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't, when I drive by there, it's like the city's going to expand there pretty quick. So it really, like if they're trying to build something that'll circumvent the city, it's not going to work on Tower Road. Like it needs to be way sooner than that.
The East End's just a mess anyway, so that's just going to make it more ridiculous.
But if you went from Balgony double-laned it, then went north around and then back to number 1, this road would be 90% functional, not 10%. So we get all major trucks, not all of them, probably 10% would still come into the city. 90% would go north and come into the city from here, go north to North City, and then go around to the hub and then around to Calgary. And the beauty of it is, it would save about $1 billion
Of our money.
And the nice thing about this north end is this is more sandy soil.
Yeah,
This is
drier.
This is floodplain here.
Yes, I know that. Well, you can see from your map all the sloughs in there.
It isn't a bypass. It's a money grab for a lot of people. That's what it is.
You know, I agree with you. You are so right. I didn't know there were people that understood that. Really, it's unbelievable.
Well, developers bought land along this road here, and they're putting up a mall, and they want to be right beside the bypass. So we had an engineer with highways say that they didn't agree with it, but the developers influenced the decision.
Oh, makes sense.
So to build a bypass in the city and then go south to divert 10% of the truck traffic makes no sense to anybody.
Unreal. It's just beyond belief, and I can understand what you're saying there. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But it's an eye-opener when you find out that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is residential. It's certainly not industrial at the south end at all.
From the problems I've heard for the landowners, because they're kind of just cutting through half their yard or something like that, I don't like that at all. I think there's a better way. Like I know somehow you're going to have to go through people's yards or their land at least, but you got to be fair too. And I don't think the way they're doing it is fair.
Is it the fact that Christine Tell, her family has land along here, that they're going to be, the Husky truck stop is going to be moving to? Is it the fact that a highway senior engineer with highways told us that he didn't agree with the route? So we asked him why Tower Road?
It's who's going to make the most money off of where it goes.
He said the developers bought land along there, they influenced the decision.
Because the developers of Regina control Regina.
Money has always been the leader in any country, no matter what where you are. So the people with money, the government just just in case they have some kind of chance of getting some of that money from them. I've never been a real political follower, but this is one reason why, because the people that own the land out there, the developers, will rally the political people, and here we'll offer you this if you do this, you know. So no, that's not fair to the actual voters or the taxpayers. So
And the people that are paying for it,
right,
it's those 3% of the people that control 97% of the wealth that are steering this ship.
that's right.
And you and I and
We're on the dinghy in the back.
And isn't it a lot of this is Fiaco's land here, where Coopertown's going in. The lady that owns 95% of Harbor Landing made money off of when the developers came to her after that. They're dumb to do it here because this is all bog and swamp.
Exactly.
So chances are they build it, 5 years from now they're going to have to repave it, rebuild it again, or redesign it. It's the same thing that happened with the stadium. The developers knew that there's another 50 years left in the stadium, but they'd get more money by building a new stadium. But which they could be paving Whitmore Park, Lakeview, Albert Park. We live on a crescent that's been, last time it was paved was 40 years ago.
They work for
They're supposed to be.
work for us, so, and not for these are the people that bought the land along Tower Road.
That's right.
And they're putting a big super mall up.
Of course.
Of course.
And they want a big exposure. They get millions of dollars a year worth of free advertising.
There you go.
You know, with that thing going where they think it's going to go, which way is Regina expanding?
East.
And then pretty soon that'll be in the middle of the city again.
So there must be a reason that they think going south is better. What is that?
Well, we're not sure. We've asked for the functional study, and it took about 6 months to get it, and it's all redacted. They've hidden a lot of the facts.
Why the resistance to this alternative plan then?
Well, we're not resisting it. The government isn't
No, but
even
why are they?
considering
Yeah,
it.
but why? If it's reasonable, then why wouldn't they look at it?
Well, they only studied Tower Road in the last 2012 when they had these people studying. They only studied how to get from Tower Road to Pinky Road.
Okay.
So we asked the question, why? What's the science behind that?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want to give us the information. They've redacted the functional study. They've given us some of it.
But why would they redact it? Like
They're
it should
hiding
be public
something.
information.
Well, I guess the most obvious was that we had an engineer with highways. We took them for a drive and said, this is a better choice if you moved it further outside the city. They said, yes, we agreed. It shouldn't be a Tower Road. So we said, why? Why did they put there? They said that the developers influenced the decision.
And yes, I would say if I don't know the numbers that you're telling me, if it really is only 10% is coming this way, but it would certainly make more sense to go north. Yes, I understand that. And it looks like it's actually a shorter route also.
It's all backdoor jobs.
You wonder how that happened.